post things and say things to certain people, and we forget that their value in the position that they are in their life. You know, just like saying, hey man, yeah, I want to go play hoop overseas. You can't play hoop overseas versus, yeah man, let's play hoop overseas and I'll work you out. Those type of people that's not going to just say, hey, I'll be there, but actually position you and be there with you. And tonight, what I learned about myself is that I've been trying to get rid of stuff in my own life that was never working, to where it put me into literally a sleeping stoop where I would want to sleep in all day. But I knew, you know what I'm saying, my brother at work today, so I gotta go. And that's how I do it. Like, okay, I go in your room, he gone. You know, 5 a.m. in the morning, do this thing, and he'll go to sleep at 2 or 3. And so what I learned then is that, man, it's so important to acknowledge God and be honest and be open, be transparent. And transparency doesn't mean you're weak. Transparency actually means that you're relying on God to cover you. When people will talk about you and not try to push you, or, you know, because people will talk about you, but the ultimate goal, and even yesterday when he just said a couple things, but one thing that I'm paraphrasing, was that when you go through something, it's a blessing to go through something, because that means something's about to happen if you believe that you're a child of God. I always say, when I tell people, I say, if you believe, because I can say God's gonna do things for you, but you may not believe it. And I always just say, I said, dang, that really excites me to think that, okay, so when I go through this, when I don't get the job, or when I go there and interview, when I go out here, like for example, I was driving back and forth to LA, wanting to get a job, had the job offer, got the job denied. I said, Jesus, why? I spent all my money. I drove my Porsche there back and forth, and I barely had any money, but I just said, you know what? I'm gonna go on faith. And while I'm not working out. Now, I went through that whole process. What was God doing? God was training me and saying, Roman, I'm gonna see how bad you really want it. I'm not gonna give it to you, but I'm gonna see how bad you really want it. But guess what? I was gaining muscle. When you do that extra pull-up, extra push-up, and I didn't even have to do it. I just gained extra muscle. And so when I went out there and went through that whole process, now you guys know, my personal people who are close to me, you guys know the job offer that I've had, and it's still going, and it's going to come out in 2017. 2017, you already know, 2017, but it was a process that I had to go through, and just hearing that pastor, you know, proclaim that, let me know that, man, there is no spotlight on me, because my conclusion is God. There is no spotlight, man. I did it. I drove that car. Guess what? In order for me to get in that car, God had to put his protective shield around me while I was driving all the way there, because there's been people who've fallen off the road. I lost a friend coming back from LA, flipped the car over, ejected out of the car.